The shaking has stopped.
The inundation process is complete, Your Highness.
Good work.
What exactly is this inundation?
We have opened the floodgates around the castle to fill the surrounding area with water. I imagine Ovis Castle looks like the lone fortress of a lake as of now.
Meaning, the castle is isolated in defense?
If so, I'm not sure this is a turn for the best. Eventually, the water will subside, and with it will come Rundal's assault.
This is surely what they will think to do. However, that is exactly what we wish of them.
I'm not sure what you're getting at.
The water surrounding the castle is but a veil meant to obscure.
To what end?
Our assassins will use the water to conceal themselves and strike upon the enemy when they approach.
Cursed Ovis. So this is what they schemed when they had their troops retreat.
Those Heinler soldiers who ignored Commander Raldar's orders and charged ahead.
Seems they couldn't pull back soon enough and were swallowed by the water.
I guess that means there's aught we can do until the water subsides.
I suppose a little break from battle isn't a bad thing.
Monsters!
Where in blazes did they come from?
Commander Raldor!
What is it?
These monsters.
They came from the lake, sir.
So that's it. Ovis wretches. By flooding the castle's surroundings with water, they lulled us into a false sense of respite.
Then we can only assume it was Ovis who released these monsters.
Yes, that would be a safe assumption.
So not only does Princess Lucielle wield an ancient relic in the form of a ring, she also commands monsters like pets.
Ovis is just as dangerous as we thought.
Commander Raldor, how shall we proceed?
There is not for it. We must destroy these monsters. Their goal is to garner time by using the monsters to keep us occupied. Which means...
What we must do is exterminate these pests and not allow them the time they so desire.
Precisely. Let's get in there! Is that it?
Yes, we're done here.
So they're not merely trying to hole up behind their walls.
These monsters will prove problematic. We will need to steel ourselves for ambushes and raids in the night.
Well, impressive handiwork.
King Jaden.
Good to see you both in one piece.
I now understand why you are wary of Lucielle, King Jaden.
Quite the villainous one, isn't she?
You knew she would try to protect the castle by creating this lake?
That was a possibility I had considered. Having said that, who would have thought she'd put monsters to use like this?
They likely hope we will keep from the water in order to avoid the monsters.
Indeed, but they won't be getting what they want this day.
Which means...
I just gave the order to open the trench.
Ah, finally.
Let us teach Ovis that they aren't the only ones who can make the water serve them.
I see. This should allow Ovis to keep us at bay for the time being.
Is this the time for such casual commentary? The survival of Ovis has implications of the greatest measure for us of Heindler. Yet before aught even comes to pass, the troops' discontent may very well explode around us.
Compose yourself, Resnick.
But you cannot be oblivious to the fact that our troops sent to the front lines are treated as mere pawns for sacrifice. You know it will continue for as long as they persist to reject the coalescence with Rundal.
So what is it you say we do?
I think we should join forces with Ovis. With Heindler and Ovis standing together, Rundal would be no threat to us. Is that not so?
Choose your words carefully.
Why should I? If the invasion of Ovis continues, sooner or later Princess Luciel's life will be forfeit. You would allow that to come to pass? Princess Luciel is the betrothed of our master, King Oberon.
I know. I'm aware of this all too well. But...
But what?
King Oberon.
You seem to be arguing.
No, we just...
We were discussing the possibility of an annexation with Ovis.
Gernsback.
Should the war continue, Lady Luciel will not emerge unscathed. For her sake, we feel something must be done.
While I am thankful for your concern, King Jaden has a plan for that.
What kind of plan is it you speak of?
I am not privy to its details. He will perform what none other can imagine, for that is what King Jaden does. I admired him like a brother, and then came to revere him like a god. I wish to see him in his glory, as the one true ruler of this continent. We have no place seeking fault in King Jaden. His Highness is a perfect being without flaw. It is we and our paltry minds who should be ashamed of our inability to comprehend his greatness.
King Oberon, where are you...
To give my battle report to King Jaden.
My apologies, Gernsback.
No, think not of it. I would have made the same suggestion to him at some point. However, it seems King Oberon is in deep idolization of Jaden. What do we do now? Our path ahead lays obscured.
Jaden is more than just an expert with the gun. He also excels as a strategist. This much I can concede. But why does King Oberon idolize him to such a degree? I do not comprehend this.
I would not expect you to understand. For that is how excruciating his time as a hostage under Lycaros was.
I heard that you were also there in Lycaros as his aide.
Indeed. It is a time I wish I could not recall. Treated like a slave. Even King Oberon tried to end his own life on numerous occasions.
I heard it was his fellow hostage Jaden who rescued him.
At the time, Rundal had secretly acquired guns from the Arms Dealers Guild, which they used to start a rebellion and invade Lycaros. Naturally, their goal was the rescue of Jaden. But while the two armies skirmished at the castle gates, Jaden had already escaped his imprisonment.
He did not miss his chance when the castle was lightly manned.
Indeed. Leaving King Oberon in my care, he then made his move.
All on his own?
With a gun taken from the enemy in hand, he wiped out the royal family of Lycaros. Even my heart trembled with awe. It is no fanciful stretch to imagine why he idolizes such a man.
But if the blood of King Oberon's family, the venerable luminous dragon's bloodline, were to end here...
I am aware. He owes his life to Jaden. But certain concessions can never be made. Truth be told, there is a notion I've been considering.
Oberon!
King Jaden!
I thought I told you not to call me that.
My apologies.
I've been looking for you.
For me, you say?
I was starting to think you'd been devoured by the monsters from the lake.
I devote myself to my training daily to ensure I never meet such a fate.
I don't doubt you. By the way, how do your forces fare?
There are those who ignored the order to retreat and pushed on toward the castle. They were swallowed by the flood. But aside from this, we have not suffered casualties of any consequence.
I see. As long as that's the case, we will face great battles going ahead. To overcome them, we shall need our reserve of troops.
By the way, King Jaden, was the order to retreat given because you had foreseen their strategy to use the water?
A question you already know the answer to. One cannot write new pages in history without clearly seeing the path ahead.
Oh, I believed it so.
Ovis has dug themselves a watery grave.
By which you mean...
Observe. I shall not let them hole up in their little castle.
Oh, how incredible! King Jaden, this trench, it leads to the lake?
It does indeed.
And that is... I'm in amazement! Mor stands in command of the ship.
The Six Fangs, you call them? The commanders and sub-commanders who lead Heindler's 3 divisions. Quite the formidable 6. You are blessed with talented resources.
You are too kind, Your Highness.
I wasn't sure who to send at first, but I came to the conclusion that your astrologer was most suited to the task.
It is an honor to hear that. I promise you results that meet, nay, that go beyond your expectations.
Reporting, Your Highness. The inundation process is complete.
Good work. Even if the gates were to be closed once again, it will take some time for the water to subside.
Yes, Your Highness. Rundal's beloved guns cannot reach us at this distance.
But we can't just hide behind these walls forever, right?
Yes, that goes without saying.
King Rogza, there is one more thing I must report.
What is it? Speak up.
Rundal has repaired a ship.
Oh, how very like Jaden.
So, he knew what our intent was.
Well, how many more do they have?
It appears to be just the one, Your Highness.
Lord MacLeod, what will you do?
Rundal is not the only army that has ships.
2nd Division Abyssus, cast mist across the lake. We shall plunder them of their sight, and crush them with our elite flotilla. Strike forth!
Yes, Your Highness.
Elite flotilla?
Ovis has such an array of ships?
This is where our battle truly begins.
Lady Moore, a mist seems to be spreading across the lake.
Lady Moore?
I see with clarity through mists of any depth. Our unwavering victory glimmers.
Lady Moore! Enemy ships approach!
A shade upon the light. I sense a fluctuation in the fates, slight, yet present. How could this be? Is there something in Ovis the stars cannot yet speak of? The ring Luciel possesses, the third of the rings entrusted by Gilgamesh. It shall bring ruin upon Rundal, of that there is no doubt. But I wonder the fate of the ring. Should it cross to the great house of Horn to the east? Or to the hands of Sodaly in the Crystal Sanctum? When I close my eyes, I see it vividly even now. The charred remains of my homeland. My decision to side with Heinler was merely for my revenge on Rundal. Finally, I have climbed to the position I now command. And yet, should I make the wrong decision, my efforts will have been for naught. Which path will lead me true? Stars in the sky, show me the light which guides. Show me.
Lady Moore!
She's in deep concentration, reading the stars.
To her defense! We protect her with our lives!
Lady Moore.
No, wait. She still reads the stars.
Monsters. I see what has transpired. My apologies.
Think nothing of it. More importantly, what did the stars say?
Prepare the cannons.
But where is the enemy?
We cannot see them yet.
The mist is too thick. If we can't see our target...
Be swift and believe in my words.
As you command.
Lady Moore?
Further to the right. There. Fire!
A direct hit!
This is the brilliance of Lady Moore.
I suppose they thought that by simple merit of possessing ships, they would have the upper hand. How strange. Even now, the light of the stars remains fleeting. What could it be that seals the future away from me? I will allow none to change the course of fate. I shall ravage all hope they have and plunge them into despair.
Battle has begun on the lake.
Those are the sounds of Rundal cannons.
I heard that Moore is in command.
She is indeed. She made the request to Jaden himself.
You do not seem pleased.
If it was a Heindler ship, we would have naught to worry about.
What do you mean?
Ovis seems to have ships of its own, but ours outmatch them in the realm of firepower. Furthermore, this ship also carries Rundal soldiers. We can no longer expect any degree of restraint.
Do you mean to say that upon taking control of the water, the forces of Rundal will invade the castle and seal the fate of Princess Lucielle?
I do indeed.
Curses. Having Moore in command will do us more harm than good.
Jaden made a point of placing the command of the ship in Heindler's hands. All to establish Heindler's involvement in the assassination of Princess Lucielle, I surmise.
There is one thing I have yet to comprehend. Why did Jaden make the sudden decision to invade Ovis?
It is all but obvious that he made his move before King Oberon and Princess Lucielle could be wed.
However, the wedding was being staged in secrecy, to such a degree that only the Six Fangs of Heindler knew of it. And how was it possible Jaden became aware of this fact?
I can only assume that Jaden has agents within our ranks.
By the way, Gernsback, there was something you mentioned earlier. A notion you said you have been considering. What is it you spoke of?
Do not tell me you think I am concocting a plot to assassinate Jaden or the like. What I am thinking is that first and foremost, we should rescue Princess Luciel.
Tell me more.
Jaden is afraid of King Oberon. He fears that he may not be able to compel the venerable bloodline of the dragon. Which is why he believes that if King Oberon and Princess Luciel were to wed, and their countries become one,
they may stray from the reins of his domination.
That is correct. Alas, Jaden's actions thus far were not enough to alleviate his fears.
There is still more to this?
Just this very morning, Jaden issued an edict. It concerns Lady Alea.
Has something befallen her?
She is to become Jaden's wife, or in less amicable terms, his hostage.
It cannot be. The sister King Oberon holds dearest is now hostage to Rundal. That means he is no different to a puppet for Jaden to toy with the strings of. Gernsback, that notion you're considering. What do you intend to do under these circumstances we face?
As I already said, first is the rescue of Princess Luciel.
Do you think Jaden would allow that?
It is highly doubtful. However, Jaden's true desire is the ring. Princess Luciel's possession of it is the very reason she is deemed a threat.
Then what if we were to make contact with Princess Luciel and have the ring entrusted to us before this battle comes to an end?
It may remove any reason for her to be slain.
But would Princess Luciel even part with the ring? And if she did, what would we do with the ring? Offer it to Jaden?
What if the ring were to be stolen by someone?
Warfare would no longer be a priority. I imagine Jaden would be almost demonic in his pursuit of the thief. So, we have someone steal the ring, or we have it believed the ring was stolen. But who could we ask this of?
There is but one suited to the task. Can I ask you to persuade this individual?
Very well. I shall undertake any task if it means shattering the ambitions of Jaden.